Hey everybody, I got Mandy on the line with me now. Let's start with Gary Stonehouse, his son. I'm going to go really so you have it, but you go ahead, Gary.
This meeting is now being recorded.
Hi, Mandy.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for taking the time tonight. So, obviously, big week for yourself. You put on an incredible showing at the Elimination Chamber. You've now got one-on-one action this week. Is it about time Mandy Rose, got the spotlight and got this title opportunity, and is she ready to show the world exactly what she's capable of?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a little hard to hear you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got you. He's asking, you've had a great run recently with some singles wins. Is it time that Mandy Rose got this opportunity and show the world what she can do?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been an amazing year so far, obviously, and I'm really excited for all the opportunities to come my way for the next few months. And Elimination Chamber was so much fun. We had a blast, and it was a really great showing for Sonia and I to really last for 45 minutes in that match. So it was one of our probably biggest showings to date, I would say, since we've been on Monday Night Raw and on Tuesday Night SmackDown. So it's been awesome. And now this Sunday at Fastlane, I have a title match against SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka. So I can't be more excited, a little nervous, of course, and ready to take on any opportunity I get.
And you've also got great backup as well in Sonia. I was lucky enough to speak to you and could see the warmth between you before Evolution last year. What is it that makes Sonia so special? I mean, obviously she's great in the ring, but she's such an inspiration as well away from the ring. What's it like to be with a partner like that?
Sonia, I'm sorry, it's a little hard to understand.
Yeah, he's asking what's it like. She's obviously great in the ring, very inspirational woman. What's it like being with her all the time?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, ever since Sonia and I met from all the way back from Tough Enough, we hit it off. We became best friends right off the bat. We have a lot in common, but yet we're also very different as well. So we just really mesh well together, and we have a great relationship inside and outside of the ring. So, we're actually really best friends. We do everything together. We live near each other. We travel together. We're just inseparable. So she's an amazing person. She's a big inspiration. We help each other out. Vice versa. We're very different in the sense of our backgrounds, where we come from. She comes from an MMA background. I come from, competing and fitness, and we help each other out in those senses. So, she's been an amazing friend and supporter along the way, and I can't be more grateful and honored to have her as a best friend and be able to experience all of these amazing opportunities with her.
And obviously, we're right in the middle of WrestleMania season. You were just unlucky at Elimination Chamber, but hopefully, there's every chance that you could end up with two pieces of gold around your waist at WrestleMania. I'm not sure if you saw Bayley's comments from last night, but she said her and Sasha would love to take on you and Mandy again, possibly hinting at a WrestleMania match. I was just wondering if you had any response to that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Sonia and I are ready for the challenge, and to be honest, I think Sonia and I are the perfect match to take on Sasha and Bayley for this match, for the women's tag team titles, because we were the ones that started with them in the chamber, last to the end with them in the chamber, and I think we deserve to be the next team to get that opportunity. So I'm ready for it. I have a singles SmackDown Women's title match on Sunday. Win the title. I have the SmackDown Women's title and go on to Mania and get those tag team titles as well.
So obviously you've already got a pinfall victory over Asuka from SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. That came with a helping hand from a lady who you've seen her in NXT. We've yet to see her in the ring on either Raw or SmackDown. What's been the reaction to Lacey Evans' sort of interference and walkouts over the last couple of weeks to the locker room?
What was the actual question?
What's the reaction to Lacey Evans and in the locker room with sort of her just walking out and her interferences over the past couple of weeks?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really know what her MO is really right now. She's just trying to show her face and get out there. We don't really know much about her yet, but she helped me with my match a couple weeks ago with Asuka. She was a little distraction so I could kind of jump on Asuka. So I'm all for Lacey Evans right now.
Cool, and just one final question from myself. When I spoke to you before Evolution, you and Sonia, you spoke about one of your favourite things whilst touring with WWE is actually going out for food together and trying all the different things. Obviously, you've got the European and UK tour coming up shortly after WrestleMania. What's the biggest UK food you're looking forward to either trying again or trying for the first time?
Good question. Well, since I'm a foodie, Sonia and I tend to, travel. When we travel, we're always trying different foods, and we love our donuts. So, I think it's the banoffee. That's what's in the UK that we love to eat. I don't know if it's the UK or somewhere else that I get mixed up. But I think we love when we're on tour, getting the banoffee and trying the different ones. And I mean, we eat it like every night, which doesn't help our figure, of course. But yeah, definitely the banoffee. I haven't had many other foods in the UK that I really remember being like amazing. But I think if I'm correct, it's the banoffee.
Cool. Well, hopefully it'll be a celebratory one for yourselves when you're here. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us, and good luck on Sunday.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I was just saying good luck on Sunday. I got you, Gary. I'm like a Gary Stonehouse whisperer here.
Yeah.
We'll move over to Alex McCarthy. You got Alex.
Hi, Mandy. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Of course.
I just wanted to quickly kick off with, obviously, Paige is enjoying huge success right now with her film, Fighting With My Family, and you made your debut in the WWE alongside her. I just wanted to know how much influence she had on your career and your growth to this point.
Wow, yeah. I mean, Paige has a ton of influence on my career. And, it just comes like full circle, I feel like, with Paige, because we started on Tough Enough together. And, of course, I didn't know her as a person as well during Tough Enough. I only kind of got to see how, she reacted to what I was doing and the reality show. And I got to know her more when I was on Total Divas right away. She really was a big supporter and a good friend in the sense that she always looked out for me, and she always, she messed around with me a lot. Of course, we always joke around because she loved messing around with me, but she was always like out for my best interest. She'd always, tell me certain things like, oh, don't do that and do this, and just little tricks of the trade because she's been around for so long. And then it came full circle when I made it up to Monday Night Raw. I got to debut alongside her and my best friend Sonia. So she's been a huge influence in my career, and I couldn't be more happy for her with everything going on, and her, her movie Fighting With My Family. It's amazing, and I'm super, super happy for her. She deserves it.
Cool. Yeah, of course. I mean, I think another common theme among a lot of WWE fans, especially on Twitter, is that how improved, you're probably the most improved wrestler in the company maybe for the past year. What have you been doing for the past 12 months, let's say training, or who have you been learning from, picking brains backstage? Who's really helped you get to the opportunities that you're now experiencing?
What was the last part of that question?
Who's helped you along the way to all the success you're experiencing now? Like what efforts have you put in, and who's been helping you along the way?
Okay. I mean, everyone kind of, we have a great camaraderie backstage. I'm sure you guys know that. And everyone helps everyone. It's like backstage, you have producers, you have writers, and you have the talent, and there's a lot of people that look out for each other, which is really cool. And as far as the women, I'd say since I've been on SmackDown, Charlotte's been a really awesome, awesome friend, but also gives me a lot of good insight. She's an amazing performer, so I take a lot of advice from her. And I think just like in general, getting people's feedback from when you finish a match or when you finish, a promo, and kind of just hearing what people have to say about it, but also taking everything with a grain of salt as well, because you can get a load of opinions, and sometimes they can overwhelm you, and you can overanalyze yourself, and it can get a little crazy. So I tend to take everything in and obviously get the feedback that I want, but then also take it and make it into my own and make sure that, it's something that I agree on and something that I support as well. So, it's kind of how I roll with things, because I don't like to take everyone's opinions and everyone's feedback and, it kind of makes you go crazy at times. So, I'm very happy with and grateful of the success I've had over the past year. But there's always room for improvement, and you learn something new every day in this business.
I see as well that you had something of a homecoming last night, and in your match with Oscar, there was a bit of an injury scare. But since obviously Oscar has told everyone that she's okay. How was that for you, that match, and how were things backstage? Obviously everyone was worried at the time, but it turns out it's okay.
Yeah, I was in my hometown last night. It was really great to be home. I had about 30 people, 30 friends and family there that were all in the front row. And I had all my nieces and nephews who are obsessed with coming to the show, and it was really amazing to have them all there. Of course, not everything always sometimes, and accidents happen. So unfortunately, there was a little accident, and we had to take proper precaution. And thankfully, Oscar is fine, and she's doing okay. It's just stuff happens. So you can't you can't dwell on it. You just got to move on. But really, what made my night the most was that my nieces and nephews all got to get in the ring for the dance break with Carmella and R-Truth, and just seeing their faces light up, and they do that dance move all the time, so I had to tell them, please, you gotta grab my nieces and nephews, and it was just amazing to see. It was, of course, right before my match, and I was a little overwhelmed because I was having a title match with Asuka, and I had 30 of them backstage with me before my match, and then watching them out there, so obviously there was a lot of nerves, and I had to, go out and perform, but seeing all of them in the ring at the same time, literally made it their whole life. They'll never forget that night, so I'm really happy that happened. That's awesome.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in your match on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex. We'll over to Ash Rose. Go ahead, Ash. You all right?
I'm all right, Jay. Thank you. Hi, Mandy. How you doing?
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Lovely to talk to you as well. I wanted to kick off by asking you just a bit about your background. I know you came through bodybuilding. How much of a WWE fan were you growing up, and what are your earliest memories of WWE?
So growing up, to be honest, I really wasn't a huge WWE fan. So, everyone comes from different backgrounds, and of course, my brothers, I grew up with 3 older brothers, so they always watched WWE, but we weren't huge WWE fans. We always watched The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and but as I got older in my more high school, college years, I started following WWE more. And when I started, I wanted to obviously do my research and look back over time of more like following the women, because I didn't really know much then. So I started following my favorites, Trish Stratus and Lita, and I thought it was really cool. And I was like, wow, that's when I saw Trish Stratus perform, I just saw a resemblance with myself. I heard her whole story, where she came from, and the fitness background, and it was literally like where I was at that point with my fitness career. And it was like I looked up to her, and she inspired me so much to be, be who I am today, and to kind of say one day, like, wow, I think I could do that. So she's definitely a huge influence for, in my career.
Right, indeed. And it's WrestleMania season as well. I mean, how big a deal for you personally will it be at WrestleMania again? And what's it like in the company when you get onto the road to WrestleMania? Is there just like a huge buzz between everyone trying to get onto that card?
Yeah, I mean, it is, right? Because, I mean, not everyone gets on the card at WrestleMania, and there's so much, so much time, and there's so many of us, so it's hard, but, yeah, I'm really excited. This is my second WrestleMania, and, I'm really excited. I obviously don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really hoping that Sonya and I have a tag team title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we hope that too. And here at WWE Kids Magazine as well, we've been asking all the superstars about their first televised match. I believe yours was in a 6-women tag on NXT. What do you remember about it? Were you nervous? What were your feelings before and after the match in that?
In NXT, you said?
Yes.
So yeah, of course, I wasn't really on NXT TV too much. I did 2 years in NXT, but my first match on NXT TV was, I was a little nervous, of course. It was my first match that was being televised, and I wanted to obviously improve. I wanted to show everyone that I've been really training hard and really working my butt off. So I worked on Ember Moon, and I always loved working her in NXT. So it was really great. I had a really great match. All I remember, really, to be honest, is performing, going out there, giving it my all, and coming back, and getting really good feedback from the producers and our head coach, Sarah Amato, and Coach Bloom. And it was just really, really enlightening and really one of those moments where it's like, wow, like my hard work has been paying off. And especially coming from my background with no wrestling background, and of course, the backlash I used to get a little bit of like, oh, just a model, and she can't handle this. And then going out and being able to perform and show that I do belong here, it was a very gratifying moment for me.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, and good luck on Sunday. We look forward to seeing the match with you and Asuka.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ash. We'll move over to Nims in Australia. Go ahead.
Okay.
G'day, Mandy. How you going?
Mandy there?
Hey, Mandy.
yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really, really good, thanks. Thanks so much for taking some time to chat to us. But I just want to ask you, you mentioned your likening to Trish Stratus. I mean, there has been a lot of comparisons to Trish, and she's even sort of linked that to yourself after that photo of you in NXT came out where you looked very, very much like her. But Trish Stratus being a Hall of Famer and just an absolutely loved superstar, does that put a bit of pressure on you, having all those links to such a great wrestler, or do you just focus on doing your own thing?
Yeah, it definitely puts a lot of pressure, obviously, because she is and was such a huge role model and such a likable superstar. And of course, it definitely puts a lot of pressure. But I also, I take all the compliments, and I think it's amazing that I am being compared to her, and hope I live up to those expectations. But I think it's also like, you know what, it gives me motivation and strive to be even better than Trish Stratus. I know that could sound crazy, but you know what, we're not exactly the same. I think we have a lot of similarities, but why can't Mandy Rose be even better than Trish Stratus throughout her career? Which I think that's something that I strive to be, which is very, very she's a huge inspiration to me, but it's something that to live up to, is obviously the expectations are really high.
I'm pretty sure that you're well up to that challenge. But on the topic of you as a superstar, I see on social media there is so many people dressing up like yourself. There's so many little girls wearing Mandy Rose T-shirts, and Sonya Deville put your hair up and square up T-shirts, and people role-playing as Fire and Desire. Does it give you a bit of warmth when you go to live shows and see so many girls dressed up as you, or with Mandy Rose T-shirts, and sort of replicating your look and seeing you as a role model, as a WWE superstar?
Oh yeah, that just like melts my heart every time I see it. It's crazy seeing my nieces and nephews get so excited for all the WWE superstars that they get to see and watch and meet. It's just, it's so crazy to me because it's like, wow, like they get that excited, and then it's like thinking that the same young girls and young boys that see me and get that excited, like it's amazing. It really is. And when I see these young girls dressed up and do my, use my entrance and my routine, it really it's very heartwarming because I think about when I was a child and the people that I looked up to, and it's a very amazing and rewarding feeling.
I can imagine. Now, you've been on all three brands. You started off in NXT, then you made your debut on Raw. Now, obviously, being on SmackDown Live, you've had Sonya Deville with you by your side. If you ever, what's your journey been like? Could you imagine the trip through all three brands without having Sonya in your corner?
No, I don't think I could. I mean, she's been with me for so long now that it's like we're just inseparable. I mean, we even mentioned the other day, like if we ever get split up on different brands, like we'd probably go crazy because we have each other, and in this business you're traveling so much and you're going to so many different places and you're alone, and the fact that we have each other and we have each other's support and being able to go back and talk to each other about things that you may not want to talk about with any other superstars or any other people, it's a great feeling. So we're just inseparable. We do everything together, and when we're outside of the ring, not talking about wrestling, or we're doing our donut YouTube series that we do every week, and we're going out and having fun, and we're actually best friends in and outside of the ring. So I don't know what I would do without her, to be honest.
Well, we're really, really enjoying it, and make sure they give you a WWE Network show together. But now, you have travelled the world, but you haven't yet come down to Australia. Now, it is a very, very long journey, but I can tell you the coffees and donuts are absolutely worth it. Do you know if we're going to be seeing some Fire and Desire in Australia anytime soon?
But I hope so, yeah. That's I really want to go to Australia. I know the travel is crazy, but I really do would love to get to Australia. And you just sold me on the coffee and donuts, so we'll be there.
Well, hey Mandy, I really appreciate you taking some time to chat. All the best for Sunday, and cannot wait to see you with that SmackDown Live Women's Championship around your waist when you head into WrestleMania in New York.
No, thank you so much.
So much coffee down there every 4 seconds. Crescente from Mundo Deportivo. Oh, okay. Yeah. They drink like water, right? Crescente, Mundo Deportivo. Go ahead.
Hello, Mandy from Spain. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you so much for the time, as usual. I would like to know, first of all, how was the experience inside the Elimination Chamber?
Wow, it was quite the experience. It was crazy. Of course, it was my second time being in the Elimination Chamber, but it was nothing like the first, I feel like. I think this year it was just, there was more pressure. There was tag team titles on the line, obviously, and how long Sonya and I lasted in that Elimination Chamber was, our longest match to date so far. So it was overwhelming, of course, and we were a little nervous, but the feeling after walking back from the curtain, although we didn't get those titles, but it was a really gratifying feeling of achievement and all our hard work and everything that's put out there, and really a great showing for the both of us. So it was amazing. Definitely, I always said that last year's Elimination Chamber was my favorite match to date so far, but this year's Elimination Chamber definitely topped it off. So.
If the brand tension is still a thing, what do you think about two of the SmackDown Live superstars like Becky and Charlotte getting involved on a storyline for the Raw Women's Championship?
I think it's great. I think why not mesh the brands more? I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think the crossing of the brands is great. I think it brings excitement. It brings, anticipation of not knowing who's going to be on Monday Night Raw or on Tuesday Night SmackDown. So I think it's really awesome. And in general, the women are just killing it. So I mean, people want to see the women right now. The women are main eventing. They're breaking barriers. They're doing everything, and it's an amazing time to be a woman right now. So I think it's amazing that they are, crossing brand.
After winning the championships, many superstars redesigned the belt, and the most recent example is Daniel Bryan, for example. If you could redesign it after winning on Sunday, how would it be?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
I got you, Vincente. If you could redesign the title after winning it on Sunday, what would it look like?
Ooh. I would definitely throw some gold in there, more gold than it has, of course, because Golden Goddess over here has to have some gold. I'd probably put a donut on it because Sonia and I are obsessed with donuts, and we do our YouTube series every week, Mandy's Donuts. And yeah, I mean, I like the blue. Not gonna lie, I think the blue matches my eyes perfect. So I'd keep the blue. But yeah, that's probably what I'd add to it.
Just finally, looking forward to WrestleMania. What are your first memories of the show?
What was that?
What was your first memory of WrestleMania?
Oh, first, okay. My first memory of WrestleMania, was, I mean, it was only a year ago, so I should remember this, but, I think just the overwhelming, and the excitement of meeting all the fans at, like, Access, and kind of like you're going and going, and you kind of, like, just never stop. It's a little crazy, but it's, when it's all said and done, it happens, and it comes and goes so fast. You're kind of like, whoa, that was an awesome experience, but like we were so busy, and it just went like, it just flew by. So I think just really now it's like making sure I take in the moment and really be in the present and really enjoy it because it's an amazing weekend, and yeah, just meeting all the fans and just seeing all the people that are just so excited to see this biggest night of our career, of the year in WWE. So it's just a very exciting time.
Thank you so much, and good luck on Sunday.
I'm sorry?
Good luck Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Elsa, you can go ahead.
Hello, Mandy.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks. I want to ask you, how do you prepare for an important match like the one you have this Sunday?
How do I prepare?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I've been preparing myself for a few years now. I think everything, you have to be ready for no matter what opportunity you get, no matter what time it is. So I'm a very hard worker, and I'm always, whether in the ring, improving myself or trying to get better and learning new things or, practicing promos or whatever it may be. And also outside of the ring, I'm always in the gym working out. I come from a fitness background, so I'm always trying to improve my strength and the way I look, of course, and all that. So I think it all comes into play, and I think it's just really getting your mind right for a title match that I have, coming this Sunday. So it's staying focused is my biggest thing. It's just really, having your eye on the prize and just staying focused and really just, performing your best. So I'm always prepared.
So Sonia and you are looking for the best place. Where did you try the best one and the worst so far?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
When did you try the best donut and worst donut so far? I think that's your question, right, Elsa?
Yes.
Perfect.
The best donut so far was at a place, I forget the name of the actual place, but in Louisville, Kentucky. It was like this kind of like little hole in the wall. We like those places because usually they have the best donuts. And that was definitely the best donut to date. And then our least favorite, I don't remember exactly where. We're on episode 26 now, so I'm like trying to remember. But I remember there was one really bad place when we had like a hair in our donut, and it was just totally, it was like we just stopped. That was it for us once we saw that.
Okay, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Eva. We'll move over to Sabine in France. Go ahead, Sabine.
Hello, how are you, Mandy?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. So, first question. Now, if you were champion like Sasha and Mandy and got to do an open challenge like them, who would you like to face from today and from the past?
Joe, can you repeat that one?
Gotcha. So she's asking, who would you like to face as a tag team, I think it is, from today, and who would you like to face from the past?
So today, obviously, Sasha and Bailey, because they have the titles right now, so I'm going for those titles. Tony and I are going for those tag team titles. And in the past, I would have to go with Trish Stratus and Lita. I think that would be a great matchup, Trish Stratus and Lita versus Sonya and I.
And what are your thoughts on Tori Wilson and Chyna being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? And who would you like to see in the Hall of Fame one day?
I think it's awesome. You know, I think I've had a chance to get to know Tori this past year, being in a couple matches with her, one at Evolution, and I got to work with her, and I think she's a really amazing person, and someone I also look up to as well because she's very much involved in the fitness industry, and she is someone I follow and am inspired by as well, and so I think it's amazing, and I think I'm really happy for her, and obviously Chyna as well. You know, I think her being such a strong influencer throughout her career is also someone I look up to, and you know, just brings a whole different vibe and a whole different you know, place for women in general in the past as well, where we've grown so far in the fight.
Okay, and so you've had your storyline with Naomi and Jimmy Uso, and it reminded us a lot of the segments that happened during the Attitude Era. How did you feel about bringing this type of segments in today's audience? And lots of segments seem similar to some segments Trish Stratus did, and was it a tribute to her?
Joe, I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, of course I can. I'm great at this. So she's saying, look, the storyline you had with Jimmy Uso and Naomi was very similar to a storyline from the 90s and the Attitude Era. What did you think about portraying that storyline on TV? And was it sort of a tribute to Trish Stratus, who has been involved in those sort of storylines in the past?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, I got to show some different, side of me. And I think now in today's world, we have to be a little bit careful and a little bit more careful. And I think that I have the best character in that sense to be able to push the envelope a little bit without going too far. And it was a lot of fun. It was a really good experience, and I think it was definitely a little bit of a tribute to Trish Stratus, of back in the day, and how we emulate each other, how everyone sees the similarities, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, and we talked about your resemblance with Trish Stratus. And I wanted to know if when you got to Toughen Us, it was rather a problem or a good thing, and if it makes you happy to be compared to her, or if it sometimes makes you a bit tired.
I think it's amazing. I mean, I love that I'm compared to someone that was such a big influence and such a big, likable superstar in WWE, and one of the best in my mind. I truly believe that. And I think it's awesome to be compared to her. And I was compared to her, like you said, since day one. So, there's every comparison like that, obviously, there's pros and cons. I think that it's really amazing, but it's also like, wow, there's some high expectations for me. If they're comparing me to someone so great, I have to be so great, and I have to, for me, I was like, it motivates me to be even better than Trish Stratus, and that's what always helps me throughout everything that I've done in the past. And it's always like, well, I want to be the best. If Trish Stratus was the best, I want to be even better. So it really motivates me.
Okay, thanks. And last question, how do you feel about having a woman like Becky Lynch on top of the WWE as one of the most over superstars and possibly main event in WrestleMania?
It's amazing. I'm super happy for her. I think that she deserves it, and I think that everything happens for a reason. And it's helping all the women. You know, it's not just Becky Lynch. It's helping the women be at the forefront and also be able to main event. Like the fact that we main event live events and now there's going to be a main event at WrestleMania. It's amazing. It's so cool. The women are just taking over. So it's good for everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Mandy, and good luck on Sunday.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks. Good, Josh at Sport Bible.
Hi, Mandy. How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Even though you didn't dream of being a professional wrestler, have you still grown to love this business despite how demanding it can be?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Have you grown to love? I gotcha. Have you grown to love the business, even though you didn't grow up as a huge fan? Have you grown to love the business as even though how demanding it is?
Okay. Yeah, I definitely have. I think, I truly believe if you don't really love this business, you really shouldn't be doing it, because obviously there's so many amazing opportunities, and it's such a huge platform, but it is very demanding, and it is a lot, with toll on your body and the traveling, and, it's not all rainbows and sunshines, and you see certain, you just see the one part of it, but I definitely have learned to love it, and just because I didn't grow up watching it, it was something that I was like, wow, this is kind of like crazy. I don't know, where it's going to take me, but you know what? Let's go for it. I think I can do this. So once I started and I started training and I started to really, get a big. It started to inspire me to get better, and when I realized that I could do this, I wanted to keep going, and I wanted to make something out of it, of course. So I really did learn. I learned to love it, and I think you have to love this business to be in it.
How did the tough enough experience help you adapt in WWE?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I got you. The Tough Enough experience, how did that help you in WWE?
So I think it helped me the most where just kind of rolling with the punches. I think with WWE, you have to be able to be ready no matter what time it is. Things change every minute. So I think with Tough Enough, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I didn't really, every day was different. The challenges were really tough, and it taught me so much to just confidence. Like I always had confidence, but it was like, it brought me to a whole nother level because it made me go out and do things that I wouldn't necessarily do, and it made me really, just kind of roll the punches. You might not win, you might not make it, but what's the worst thing that can happen? You got to try. So that's the biggest thing that it helps me with, my everyday life now is being a WWE superstar.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, a big match on Sunday against Asuka. How do you plan to combat someone who's such a specialist in submissions and an accomplished striker as well?
Well, I've been preparing. I've been, Asuka is an incredible superstar, and she's been wrestling for a really long time. So, I'm watching old videos and old footage of her, and I've worked here a couple times in NXT. So, she's not a really unfamiliar face. So I think I have my strategies, I have my plans, and wait and see.
And just finally, how stacked do you think the women's division is at the moment? Not just in the main roster, but in NXT as well. There's a lot of focus on the women.
Yeah, the women's division all throughout NXT, Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown is just it's booming and it's huge. It's really great. There's a lot of incredible, talented women in NXT right now. So, the best is yet to come, and it's great for everyone because, the NXT superstars, once they get to Monday Night Raw or Tuesday Night SmackDown, it's going to be a good challenge for all the other women to step up too. Everyone's got to keep up with each other. So it's a great time.
Brilliant, and thanks for your time and all the best on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. We'll go to the Daily Mirror.
Hi, Mandy. How's it going today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good, thank you. So, the Elimination Chamber match was probably the biggest match of your career today, I'd say. I think it's safe to say that you and Sonya impressed and maybe even surprised a few people. What was the reaction to the match like backstage from the other women and any of the other sort of backstage talent?
Joe, I need you on that one, sorry.
I probably need your help there too. What was the reaction to what last night?
Sorry about that.
Go ahead, that's all right.
What was the reaction from the other women to your great performance in the Elimination Chamber match, and how did everyone think you did?
We had a huge reaction and great feedback after that match. We were in there from the very beginning to the very end, and I think it was a really great showing for Sonya and I because we haven't had that big of a showing yet to date, and we got to show really what we're capable of and many, many more. So it was really an amazing match for the both of us, and I was really thankful for the opportunity. But we're not done, and we're going for those tag team titles.
Fantastic. So from the Elimination Chamber, you're now moving on to a title match. You've had sort of a rapid rise to stardom on the main roster. Do you ever feel the pressure at all, or do you thrive on this situation?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
I gotcha. So you've had a pretty big rise recently on the main roster, or since joining the main roster. Do you feel any pressure, or, yeah?
Yeah.
Did I get that?
Yeah, definitely feel the pressure. I think, coming into this Sunday with my first singles title match on the pay-per-view, there's going to be a lot of pressure for me to perform and for me to, put out for this show. So I know I'm ready. I know what I'm capable of. I have the confidence, and I know I'm going to do my best and win that SmackDown Women's title.
Thank you very much, Mandy. Finally, the SmackDown Women's Championship hasn't been on TV as much as the Raw Women's Championship has been recently. If you were to win the title at Fastlane, what would you do to make the SmackDown Women's Championship more important again?
Well, I think in general, if Mandy Rose won the title, it would be more relevant, and I have what it takes to be that mainstream woman on every billboard, on every poster, on every talk show, and I would make it relevant again because unfortunately sometimes it happens and it comes in waves, and there could be more talk on one brand than the other, but Mandy Rose is, she has it, and I truly believe that that title belongs around my waist, and that I will make that more relevant again because I will go. I'm the superstar that will go on Good Morning America and go on all the talk shows and represent WWE as a company as a whole, and be their woman. So I know we have the man, but I could be the woman.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mandy, for your time, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Move over to Ali in a catch in front.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Mandy. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. So going from Tough Enough to being on the main roster, could you tell us what were the hardest parts of your training, what was really difficult, and how you got to the level you're at now?
So it's been a crazy experience, obviously. Going into Tough Enough, I didn't really know much about anything, to be honest. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I didn't know what it was going to lead to, and I had to just roll with the punches. So I kind of just learned how to just, like I said, roll with the punches. You never know what's going to happen. You just got to give it your all. You got to, sometimes if you don't really know what's going on, you just show the confidence and you pretend that you do, and that's what, people notice. So I believe I truly had that, from day one. So it's taught me a lot. Being on reality TV sometimes isn't easy. There's a lot of good and bad that comes with it. So that's been quite the experience. And obviously getting put on Total Divas right away and getting thrown into a mix of all different women that have been around for a lot longer than I have, and dealing with, some people not liking me because they thought, I didn't deserve this or whatever it may be. I had to deal with a lot of things. But I think it made me stronger, and I think growing up with three brothers and the way I was raised, I have pretty thick skin, and not too much can break me down. So that's definitely an important quality to have in this business. But since then it's just taught me a lot, and obviously putting the work in NXT and really growing as a professional wrestler and a sports entertainer, I learned so much within the past few years, and of course, going to Monday Night Raw and then switching brands to Tuesday Night SmackDown, you're able to work with all different types of women, all different types of superstars. So it's been quite the experience for me.
Okay, great. So you were in fitness competitions before WWE. Can you compare both worlds and tell us maybe if there's anything from the fitness world that helps you deal with the training and crazy schedule that you have in WWE?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of similarities and a lot of things that helped me from the fitness world. I think obviously the discipline is one of the biggest. I had to put my body through, very strategic workouts and, very balanced but strict diet. So obviously I still try to incorporate that now into being a WWE superstar. I still want to look good and take care of my body. So I'm very much still involved in the fitness industry. I love that industry, and I have a really big passion for it. So the discipline definitely has transferred over for me as I'm now as WWE superstar. So I take discipline, and also going out and performing in front of big crowds. I used to go out in a bikini, in high heels, and strut on the stage, in my best shape. So obviously confidence and really loving yourself and the way you look, and being able to be comfortable in your own skin, especially now going out and wrestling, in front of huge crowds of people. You have to be comfortable. You have to be confident. So it's definitely helped me for sure.
Okay, great. And last question. Now, let's imagine for a second that you win the title this Sunday at Fastlane. Who would be your dream opponent for WrestleMania 35?
Well, after I win the title this Sunday at Fastlane, I am going to WrestleMania with Sonya Deville, my tag team partner, and we're going to go win the women's tag team titles. So I plan to have both titles, one title on my shoulder, one title around my waist after WrestleMania.
Okay, great. Well, good luck, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go over to Catch News.
Okay.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very fine. We talked a lot about your team with Sonya Deville, but I don't think we have a name for your team. Like, does it have a name, basically?
No. Yeah, I'm not even that good. You're asking if their tag team has a name?
Yeah. Fire and Desire.
All right. Can you give us an update about your mentor, Paige? Like, since she's not the general manager of SmackDown anymore, what is her new role in the WWE?
Joe.
She's asking if you knew of Paige's new role in WWE. I'm not sure she does have a new role right now. I know she got promoting her movie, which is pretty much a 24/7 thing for her. So he's asking if you have any insight on what she's doing now.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't have any insight on what she's doing right now. Obviously, she's busy promoting her movie, Fighting With My Family right now, but I do not know, but I'm sure she'll be doing something.
Hi. We read that you got a speech therapist diploma. So basically, how did you make it to jump from a speech therapy diploma to being a professional wrestler?
I'm sorry.
Gotcha. So he's asking, you had your degree in speech therapy. How did you go from making the jump from getting a degree in speech therapy and then now being a WWE superstar?
Okay. So I got my bachelor's degree in speech language pathology, and then I had to go and get my master's, but at the time I didn't get into the program that I wanted to go to, so I took a little time off just working at a restaurant and bartending. And I started from there. I got involved into the fitness industry and, bodybuilding and competing. And from there, I was recruited from from the CEO of the company that I was with in the bodybuilding, the WBFF, and they were looking for female athletes for a reality show for Tough Enough. But at the time, I also was very involved in possibly trying to get into the WWE at that point, because I had some friends that were telling me that I should totally look into it and I could totally do it. So it was, I started training with a coach in Jersey who trained from DeFranco's gym, who's Triple H's trainer. So it was kind of through that, and I started training more more athletic training rather than just strength and conditioning. So I was preparing myself.
Okay, alright. We heard a bunch of rumors about WWE wanting to give you a message push. So now that Becky and Charlotte seem to head for Raw, are you meant to take that spot in SmackDown?
It definitely broke up there. So there's been rumors that WWE has been looking to give her. I didn't get that part.
Oh yeah, sorry. So there have been rumors about Mandy receiving a massive push. So we wanted to know, like, since Becky and Charlotte seem to head for Raw, if she meant like to take their spot in SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm not understanding what you're asking.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna ask another question.
Okay, go ahead. Do that.
So you got the YouTube channel, like about the donuts, as you said previously. So we wanted to know, like, in what spots, in what cities did you have the best donuts, basically?
Where did I have the best donuts?
Yep.
Kentucky.
The best donuts we've had so far were in what did I say before? Kentucky?
Yep, Louisville, Kentucky. Yep.
Yes. Kentucky, they were amazing. I forgot the donut actual name of the shop, but it was like a hole in the wall, and they were the best donuts we had.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks. We got about 3 left. We're going to try and move through them quick. Sports Key, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Thanks for taking the time.
Hello.
This is actually, what was your reaction when you heard that Paige was retiring?
I think you asked what was her reaction when Paige was retiring.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, definitely a sad time for all of us, because Paige was the one. She was a big mentor in our career, and has, we debuted with Paige, and there was a lot of mixed feelings. Obviously, she had to do it for the right reasons, but we knew that Paige was going to be just fine, and she's an amazing woman, and there's many other opportunities that, she'll be able to do in this company and outside of this company. So, we didn't doubt anything that she had planned, but it was obviously upsetting, of course, as well.
Okay, yeah. On a happier note, when you teamed up with Goldust for the Mixed Match Challenge, what was that experience like?
That was this is all muffled. They can't hear this, and I know Mandy back there. Go ahead, one more time.
Okay, so you teamed up with Goldust for the Mixed Match Challenge. What was that experience like?
Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Okay. It was really cool. That was one of my favorite matches. And just because it was so different, it was never a part of a match, an intergender match like that. And being able to tag with Goldust was amazing. He is such an amazing person and has been such an influential supporter and mentor, and always would give me advice after my matches and whatnot. So it was a really, really cool experience.
Thanks so much. One final question. How would you compare wrestling on camera on Raw and SmackDown to wrestling onto a live event? How should?
How do I compare what?
Wrestling on television compared to wrestling at a live event.
So obviously time is a big thing on TV. There's a lot more things that go into play. You have to make your time. You have to, there's break stops, and it's a lot harder on TV, of course. You got to be, really on your game. Live events are a lot of fun. You can be more creative with them, and the crowd sometimes is really, much. They're involved in both shows, but you can really involve the crowd a lot more even at live events because you're not so crunched for time. So that would be the biggest thing, would be time.
Great.
Thanks so much for answering the question.
Yep, thanks. We'll move over to South Africa. You can go ahead.
Hi, Mandy now from South Africa. My question is, what is your pre-match ritual in the locker room? I know that there are some fascinating stories about how you guys prepare for matches just before the music hits and you step into the arena.
What's your pre-match ritual like before you go out for perform?
Okay. I usually have to warm up. Obviously, I like to get a little pump on. So I do I have to do 20 push-ups no matter what. If I got time, I could do some more, but I have to do 20 at least. It's weird number, and if I don't make 20, I'm all messed up. I say a little prayer, and I walk through those curtains.
Are you superstitious by any chance?
No, I'm not. It's just weird. I started always doing 20, and now it's a weird thing. I'm I have to do 20.
Okay. Now, I mean, you guys have such a huge following in South Africa. I mean, the WWE is loved down here. Tell me, what advice would you give to young girls who actually want to get into wrestling? Because I know in this country it's very rare to find girls even doing that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest advice would be, never doubt yourself and always try new things. I didn't always think that I'd become a WWE superstar. I didn't dream as a little girl to become a WWE superstar. So never, just follow your heart. And if something comes along the way, if you're doing something else, then, don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and go with it. And you never know where it's going to go. The worst thing that can happen is you don't like it, or at least you'll learn from it. You'll learn that's something that you tried, and that's my biggest advice, to be honest. And always try new things, and don't be subject to just what you know, and out, and really be open-minded.
Now, I mean, looking at some of the scary moves that you guys do in the ring. I mean, looking at Asuka's injury scare just recently. I mean, what do you say to people who say wrestling is not real and they see some of the things that you do inside the ring?
I only got a little bit of that.
Oh, I got all of it. So he's asking, what do you say to people that say wrestling isn't real when you clearly see all these sort of dangerous stuff that you guys do in the ring?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously real. You see, things happen, and it's as real as it gets. I mean, there's nothing fake about it. We're really, bumping around. We're really getting hit, and I don't know. There's not much to it. It's real.
All right, and then my last question: do you feel that women's wrestling is actually finally getting the recognition it deserves right now at the moment?
Joe?
Yeah. Do you feel that women's wrestling is finally getting the recognition that it deserves?
Yeah, of course. I mean, with women main eventing WrestleMania, that's our. I think that's our biggest accomplishment yet. I think also having an all-women's pay-per-view event this year was also a huge accomplishment that we've had. So I think the women are getting the spotlight, and we deserve it. So it's an amazing time to be a woman in WWE and in sports entertainment in general.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time, Mandy. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Times Media, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Thank you.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and ask a question. I wasn't just taking attendance.
Yeah, that was me from Times Media. I was asking the question.
Oh, you doubled up on me. So, Steve Adams, are you still there? I think you're in.
Yeah, I am. Good morning, Mandy. How are you?
Yeah, you're low. Mandy, say, how are you? Steve Adams is in Australia. Australia, New Zealand.
Mandy, just quickly, I've only got 2 questions for you. I know you've got to get ready for the show. It's well known that yourself and Sonia Deville are best friends. What is her best attribute, and what would she say is your best attribute?
I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hear.
Gotcha. So he's asking, what would you say is your, so you and Sonia Deville are best friends. What would you say is her best attribute, and what would she say is your best attribute?
Well, I'll start with her best attribute. I would say being so open-minded. She's taught me a lot since we've been best friends, and I think her open mind and her great personality has really made me be more open-minded as well. So I think that's a really great quality she has. And my best attributes would probably say, she'd probably say it's like my butt or something. I don't know. Or the fact that yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
No, Mandy, if I was to pick up your mobile phone right now, what would I find that you're listening to on your mobile?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I didn't get that later, Steve. What was it?
If I was to grab your mobile phone and look at your playlist, what would I find?
Oh, your playlist. What music are you listening to right now?
Oh, okay. I listen to like a lot of different genres. I really love country, so you probably find a lot of country on my playlist. Rowan Ash is my big country singer right now that I like.
Fantastic. Now, with WrestleMania just around the corner, who would you like to face as your ultimate challenge?
Sasha and Bailey for the tag team titles.
And in singles competition, who would you like to face?
I'm sorry?
In singles competition, who would you like to face?
Well, after I win the title this Sunday at Fastlane against Asuka at WrestleMania, who would I like to face? I mean, it doesn't matter to me, really, and anyone who's up for the challenge.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.